We are responsible for what we are, and whatever we wish ourselves to be, we have the power to make ourselves. If what we are now has been the result of our own past actions, it certainly follows that whatever we wish to be in future can be produced by our present actions. So we have to know how to act. A very good afternoon to all of you. My colleague Nitika and I, Sara, welcome you all to the 12th Annual Vivekananda Memorial Debate Competition.
We, here at IILM, believe in traditions that inspire, motivate, and arouse in us the quest for awareness and wisdom. Our aim is to encourage young minds to challenge themselves and explore outside their boundaries. With this thought, I would like to introduce our esteemed judges. Our panel of jury today consists of Mr. Sandeep Khanna, Mr. Sandeep Dwivedi, and Mr. Rahul Sharma. Mr. Sandeep Khanna Mr. Sandeep Khanna has 20 years of experience in the media, having worked for publications like Data Quest, Business Today, and the Finalist Express. He was the part of founding team of Business Today, going on to become the deputy editor of the magazine, handling its corporate coverage. Currently, he is executive editor of Live Mint, managing Mint Online. He has also been an entrepreneur, setting up a web services company in 1999, which started off India's first comparison shopping information site, Tuple.com. I would request Himanish Bajaj, President, IILM Southern Sansad Debating Society, to welcome Mr. Sandeep Khanna. A warm welcome to you, sir.
We also have with us Mr. Sandeep Dwivedi. Mr. Sandeep Dwivedi holds the prestigious position of Chief Commercial Officer at Interglobe Technology Quotient Private Limited. He has also played a strong role in working across verticals and adding value both from the finance as well as commercial standpoint. He brings with him over 20 years of varied experience in multiple fields such as consultancy, oil and gas, medical research, media, GDS, and travel space. Prior to this, Mr. Dwivedi has worked with Business Standard as Head of Finance, Accounts, and Administration. Mr. Dwivedi holds bachelor's degree in commerce from University of Rajasthan and is also a chartered accountant. I would request Himanish Bajaj to welcome sir. We are honored to have you, sir.
We also have with us Mr. Rahul Sharma, as President of Public Affairs at Genesis Burson Maslow. Mr. Sharma oversees business development, client relationships, strategic counsel, issues management, and crisis. Bringing over 25 years of journalist experience, Mr. Sharma's previous roles include this time at Khalij Times in Dubai and Hindustan Times as editor in both these organizations. Over the course of his career, Mr. Sharma has been at the center of all the actions, including this time at Reuters, when he was reporting from key global markets including Hong Kong, Singapore, Sri Lanka, and India. In his various roles, Mr. Sharma has covered some of the most memorable and world-challenging events, including the tsunami of 2004, the Sri Lankan Civil War, and the assassination of royal family of Nepal. He has also written extensively on the global and regional financial markets and the world economic issues. An alumnus of Indian Institute of Mass Communication, Mr. Sharma chose to further his academic credentials mid-career when he traveled to Boston for a master's in international relations and security from the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy at the Tufts University. Following this, he studied for the second master's while in Singapore, this time in international trade and economy at Flinders University. Mr. Sharma is a member of Fletcher's Asia and Middle East Advisory Board and has served on various media awards juries. I would request Himanish to welcome sir. pleasure to have you, sir, with us.
Now, taking you through the BMD journey. There are 3 rounds in this debate. The first preliminary round was contested by 14 teams on the motion, social networking has done more harm to the society than good. From there, 8 teams moved to semi-finals, contesting on the motion, cash transfer of subsidies will help poor people effectively. After this tough war of words, we have before you the 4 finalists of 12th Annual Vivekananda Memorial Debate, fighting for this prestigious title. Can we have a round of applause for the finalists?
On behalf of IILM, we welcome you all. The motion for the final round is, would the economy be better off without MBA students? With this, I open the finals of this debate.
Now, before starting the debate, I would like to reiterate the rules and regulations of the debate for the advantage of all judges, participants and audience. The rules for the debate are: total speaking time is 3 minutes per speaker. As soon as the bell starts, your time starts. A warning bell will be rung after 2 minutes and a final bell on the completion of 3 minutes. I repeat, a warning bell will be rung after 2 minutes and a final bell on the completion of 3 minutes. Refutation or interjection time is 3 minutes. Please note, no cross-questioning is allowed. I repeat, no cross-questioning is allowed. First 2 refutations from the participating teams and 1 from the judges or the audience is allowed. I appeal to our audience to kindly switch off their mobile phones. Thank you.
Let's begin by calling upon our first team for the day, Team A. We have Mr. Abhimanyu Das speaking for the motion.
There is a proverb that goes, a quarter from your teacher, a quarter from yourself, a quarter from your peers, the rest during the time course. For me, that is management education at its purest. Good afternoon. Today, I, an MBA student by the way, stand here to tell you that yes, the economy would be better off without MBA students. So the obvious question arises, why am I doing an MBA in the first place? It is because I inherently believe in the concept of an MBA, yes, but I also believe that the current system of MBA education currently offered to us MBA students is flawed. My opening quote should tell you how I believe a degree in management should be structured. That is, by gaining experience from those around you and by learning from the course itself. However, echoing Henry Mintzberg, author of Managers Not MBAs, I say that the sad fact is that existing MBA programs aren't doing enough to inculcate the desired management qualities in the managers they produce, leading to the adverse effects on the economy that we are currently talking about. Management is predominantly a practice, not a science. It is a craft rooted in experience. That is the way it should be absorbed, but sadly, that is the way that it is just not. I also believe that when you first glance at the topic, you may believe that it is talking about whether or not an MBA student is doing harm to the society. I disagree. It is not a question of elitism versus populism. It is not a question of the rich 1% managing the poorer 99% at all. Instead, one should interpret the question as comparing a current day MBA with the product of an entirely different kind of management education altogether, one that we currently lack. So why am I against the present system? Well, we all hear about how big bad Wall Street has ruined the world economy, right? I believe that is a result of the management education that they are the products of. What do they believe in? They believe in a disconnect of leadership from the practice of management, that is, a zero accountability, an obsession with shareholder value over and above relationship value, obscenities of CEO compensation levels, the destructiveness of downsizing and the drop of a unit of share price, and finally, the reduction of human beings to merely human resources. Finally, I leave you to consider the following fact. The topic at hand was in fact the subject of a recent online poll conducted by The Economist, where the majority agreed to the proposition that yes, the economy would be better off without MBA students. I am an MBA student And I am also part of that majority because, having gone through the rigors of an MBA education, I actually know how flawed and how potentially damaging it really is. I rest my case. Thank you.
Total time taken 3 minutes and 4 seconds.
Any reputations from the participating teams?
Sir, I believe you talked, well, I'm Anvesh from Team B, I'd like to say that first. Sir, I believe you talked about the degradation from people, simple human resources. Well, that was what you said. Now, the way the motion is framed, do you not realize that from an economic perspective, we really need to see that how the human resource in the human actually tends to benefit this economy rather than what they are in value as humans. Would you please like to comment on that?
Thank you, Mr. Das.
How much do you really pay David Beckham to shoot a goal through a goal post? How much do you pay Sachin Tendulkar to go out on the pitch and hit a few balls? How much do you pay Shah Rukh Khan to dance on the silver screen? Now, how about a guy who creates jobs, who adds shareholder value, who takes the economy forward? How much don't you think he is justified to he's justified to a good salary? With this quotation, I would like to open my argument that MBA students are currently not damaging the economy. Point number one, look at the kind of wealth most managers have created. That substantiates my argument that MBA students as a whole are more wealth creators than wealth destroyers. Second example, look at the, if MBA students did not create jobs, look at the examples of some of the worthies. You have the example of Indra Nooyi, who is, by the way, a double MBA from IIM Calcutta and Yale School of Management. Look at the kind of wealth she has created. In the Indian context, most of the corporate honchos that I know of have come from the hallowed portals of some of the top business schools. Do you think that they are destroying wealth? No. I think they are creating shareholder value, and for that they should be rightfully compensated. Peter Drucker once said, and I quote him rightly, by saying that management is the science of, you kept saying that management is an art and it's not. That management is an art and it is not a science per se. I disagree. Management, if it weren't a science, it wouldn't be taught in the top business schools. Look at the examples of some of, Wharton has been around for, say, the last 130 years. FMS has been around for 60 years. Harvard has been around for 80 years. If these institutions were not adding value to the economy, do you think they would still be around? Finally, I would like to round off my argument by stressing very importantly that we MBAs are now not just in corporate bodies, they are now entering the ranks of public administration. Some of the new generation of ministers that we have in the government, in the central government, in the state government, they have also come from business schools, and they too are adding to the well-being of the society. Thank you very much.
Total time taken 2 minutes and 59 seconds.
Any reputations from the participating teams?
I'm Jagat Sohail from Team B, and so you just sort of gave this justification for why management schools are okay and why the MBA system is fine, because it's been around for a really long time and there must be a reason for why it's been around. First of all, don't you find this to be an extremely circular form of argument where you're kind of saying that it's been around, therefore it must be okay? The caste system lasted 2000 years, does that mean it's okay?
Thank you very much for your question. That was the second premise of my argument. Some of the institutions which have stood the test of time are because of the strength that they have. However, before that I had also emphasized that products of these business schools create, Jack Welch categorically stated, they create shareholder value, they generate employment opportunities, and they they take economy to the next level altogether.